Okay, welcome back everyone. Let's see if we can actually finish up Spirit Hunter Deathmark tonight. I have to imagine, I don't necessarily think we might be at the halfway point, but I think we're pretty damn close. Object with an iron cover. I think it's some kind of electrical device. I just realized that this is reversed, that's not the elevator, that's the door to leave. So has anything else changed? It doesn't look like it. Maybe we can go up now? I expected it, but sure enough, I'm back on the third floor hallway. This doesn't seem to go up to a higher floor of the hotel. Some mysterious powers at work here, but Hiro dashed off to head upstairs from the third floor. Maybe she's still on this floor then. If it's impossible to get to the fourth floor, then Hiro should still be on this one. Okay, so we're just gonna assume... I don't want to assume she's in the dungeon, but we'll find out. This is different. Step inside the guest room. Something's not right here. Are these spider webs? When I entered just a while ago with Hiro, there weren't any here. It's hard to believe it, but the room is covered in spider webs now. I hear the bathroom door open. Hiro, so this is where you were. Hey, Hiro? Are you listening to me? She's acting strangely. Concerned, I move closer when... she suddenly starts taking off her clothes. Hey. Then... wasn't expecting this. Too bad it's Hiro. She looks at me seductively from the top of the bed covered in spider webs. What are you doing? Every word from her lips drips honey. In contrast, my voice only gets shriller. This is not like her at all. Is this really the same Hiro? Kazuo. Hiro gracefully slides over the bed and beckons me suggestively. What are you trying to say? Do you understand the situation we're in? What does that matter? You're here, I'm here. Isn't that enough? Is she being possessed? Her pale thighs glow on the bedside as she poses seductively. She almost looks like a spider preparing to strike at her prey. We're all alone. Don't hold back. Take a good look. The red raincoat flashes before my eyes. Could it be Hiro is acting like this because... is she continuing the questions from earlier? In that case, a clue would be... remember, what did she say before? Go on, look. I don't fucking remember. Nope, that was the bad answer. Probably should have done this last night, because I don't fucking remember what the hell I said last time. Here's lips twist bewitchingly, then something falls on my head. Damn, we gotta go through this whole segment? How cute. Cough, cough. Here suddenly starts coughing violently. It's hard to breathe. Please, my back. The instant I touch her, her coughing stops. That feels good. But I know. Here suddenly lowers her voice. I tried hard during college and at work not to lose to men, but I'm all alone in the end. No one ever looks my way. I'm sure you're not interested in someone like me, Kazuo. Yeah, that's actually for sure, because you're kind of a bitch. Here's shrill laugh, pitches into madness. Hey, get it together. I shake her shoulders repeatedly, but she doesn't reply. It can't be, is she? Her personality is suddenly and dramatically shifted, and this crazy laughter. Cold sweat drips down my back. My neck. This is almost like... Daimon, you came. Sorry I'm late. I rushed over as soon as the emergency patient was stable. Did something happen? I'm not sure, but... Quickly tell Daimon what's going on. He swiftly examines the laughing hero and turns to me with his findings. No physical trauma, but her mind's confused. She needs to be hospitalized. We're on the 3rd floor. How do we get her out? I've learned a patient carry. We just need to get her on our backs. Come, we need to hurry. If she's been poisoned, then time is everything. Right, I'll help. It was a bizarre and horrible night. In the end, Hiru kept cackling as we carried her out the hotel. We put her in an ambulance and Daimon rode with her to the hospital. The siren blasts through the street. Exhaustion bears down on me, and I find that I need to sit down. When I come back to my senses and look up, the rain has already stopped. The moment I get back to the mansion, I collapse on the sofa. Fury rises within me without an outlet. Why? Why is this happening again? I'm sure I sealed Mary. So then why? Why again? The image of Hiro earlier fixes in my mind. I have to do something. Something. Her shrill laugh echoes in my ear. That night, I have to investigate again tomorrow. Or that's right, I have to investigate again tomorrow. Once I'm done looking things up, I should go to bed early. I hear the rumble of something heavy moving around as I'm half asleep. Is someone there? My brain is too sluggish for thought. I couldn't say how long I slept. I remember it being dawn, but a loud noise makes me spring upright. Young eyes are staring at me. I'm sorry. I woke you up. Suzu, what are you doing here? The room was messy, so I thought I'd clean it up for you. Sorry, I didn't ask permission first. That's not exactly what I meant. Oh, are you awake? Geez, are you a little too careless? Christy, you're here too. She shrugs and sighs dramatically, very nearly rolling her eyes at me. You left the front door unlocked. Were you out investigating until late? It's not good to sleep on the sofa. I guess I didn't have the energy to make it up to my bedroom last night. Was I that tired? Yeah, something like that. Take better care of yourself. Oh, do you want some coffee? No, I'm fine for now. More importantly, why are you here? Christy glances over at me and huffs. I'm dropping off reports from Mr. Detective. Mr. Detective. Must be research for Mashida's case. But who'd have thought Christy would listen to a request from Mashida? That man is the worst. The attitude he had when asking for a favor. If I didn't owe you, I'd have flat out told him no. Guess she didn't agree because she wanted to. I understand, but why is Suzu here too? I told her about my visit and invited her. We exchanged numbers a while back. Yes, she certainly surprised me, suddenly asking to be friends. It's the first time I've been friends with an adult. Crispy whispers to me. I mean, I can't help but be worried. I have to make sure the creepy otaku isn't doing anything weird to her. They go after children sometimes. So that's why. She was worried because Ida's so forward, no more likely because Suzu is too innocent. But I'm a little relieved. You didn't seem very well when I was here before, so I've been worried. I'm glad to hear that. I wish Ida could have come with us, but he's working at a factory today. Sounds like Ida started working seriously. It's never too late to start something. I hope he tries hard. So moving on to the matter at hand. You heard how the owner of that hotel went missing, right? I have connections with the copy editor of that article, so I asked her. And sure enough, her expression clouds over. The hotel and rumors of its illegal services were juicy news for the media. They even knew that there was a mediator organization managing it. The reporters looking into the flow of cash actually got some concrete proof. This telling of the story is fascinating because Christy used to be in the media herself. The things recorded in the guest books we found may have been connected, but before we talk more about it. Suzu, sorry, but would you mind doing more cleaning? I've been putting it off for a long time, so the second floor is a giant mess too. Oh, okay, I can do that. I'll borrow your cleaning supplies then. Suzu skips up the stairs. Christy seems to immediately catch on. Not exactly a topic for kids, huh? I'm sorry, I didn't realize. No, it really is messy up there. Anyways, tell me more. Yes, so the media at the time should have been pursuing the heart of the matter, but it's like this case is hardly reported on. The media caught wind of the story, so the police should have been briefed on it as well. And yet, what took place in Masquerade is shrouded in darkness. It seems something's behind all of this. Behind? How do you mean? I don't know if that's true or not, but they had a whole list of all the Masquerade's customers. Famous politicians and businessmen were on it. And the reporter who got the proof up and went missing. A number of freelancers on the case also went missing, apparently. That's horrible. Those are the only words I can find to describe it. You're telling me it's an outrage to silence those who are seeking the truth. It's bad, but it'd at least be a little better if it was the work of irregular humans. The work of regular humans? What do you mean by that? Exactly what it sounds like. The truth is, I tell Christy about what happened yesterday, what we found in the hotel, and what happened to Hiru. The color drains from Christy's face until she's as white as a sheet. We're leaving. Or Suzu, we're leaving. With her sudden yell, Christy stands up and prepares to leave. What's wrong? No one told me. What? No one said a single thing about spirits like that being involved. I'm sorry, but I can't do this. I'm never going to face a spirit again. And I'm not just thinking about me. I don't want Suzu going through that either. Thinking about it, it makes sense. No one has the right to drag Christy and Suzu into a case like this, especially me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you involved. The research you've done is enough, so don't concern yourself with it about it anymore. Christy looks at me stunned and surprised. No, I should be the one apologizing. I owe you. You did everything you could to save us, but we... Something the matter? Suzu re-enters the room, head tilted in confusion. I just remembered something I have to do, so we need to leave. Sorry. You can keep cleaning next time, okay? Okay, I understand. Suzu nods, though she looks suspicious. She's very perceptive. She has to have picked up the strained air between us. Well then, see you, Mr. Yoshiki. Right. Thank you for coming all the way. You were a great help. I'm very grateful. Christy quickly bows to me and expresses Oh, shit. Didn't mean to hit the button. Excuse me. I'll come again sometime, okay? Suzu puts her hands together and bows politely. Then she whispers in my ear so Christy can't overhear. I'm so sorry, I caught a little bit of what you were talking about earlier. So I contacted Ida. I'm sure he'll be helpful. Oh. To be honest, I can't imagine Ida being very useful, but Suzu has good intentions, so I nod. Thanks, that helps. I do my best to smile as I see them out the mansion. I need to get ready soon and head out. New info's been added. Spirit file Christie's information. I didn't think it would go for 2 days straight, but it's sprinkling again tonight. Gotta get the mood for the investigation, huh? Mother Nature's just taunting me. At the time comes to get the search started, 2 figures finally appear. Hey, right on time. Did you get any sleep? Daimon looks exhausted, probably as a result of everything that happened that night.
Hello!
Banshee. I honestly never expected Banshee Idu to come help, but he definitely has some spiritual powers. Yasuka's judgment is on point. But more importantly, how is Hira doing? She's stable. She's showing no adverse symptoms. But she hasn't regained consciousness, and she's exhausted a lot of energy. Even being optimistic, it isn't good. At this rate, her life could be in danger. Is that so? I was prepared for bad news, but the situation sounds exceedingly dire, laid out like that. The problem is we don't know the cause. We expect poison, but without knowledge, What kind? There's nothing we can do. What's worse is we can't find a puncture wound for the injection point. You can't give her serum. Isn't that normally what you give patients when they're poisoned? Diamond looks exasperated, or rather frustrated, as he shakes his head. So just try random antitoxins? Sure, if you want to kill her, go ahead. Even if we could get our hands on the poison, it'd take time to create a serum. We'd be too late. So there's nothing we can do? Yeah, and then nothing... If she dies, then nothing of value was lost to the team. If we just had something... If we just had something kind of... If we just had something kind of clue. That's a weird sentence. I look up at the hotel, basking in the sea of neon. There isn't much hope, but we cannot despair either. Oh, that's right. Just so you know. Diamond looks over at me. There was no mark on Hiru's body. I see. Which means that the nightmare isn't starting again. I sigh in relief. The frozen chunk of fear off my chest melts away. I did some investigating on that myself, actually. I went to the warehouse last night. And what did you find? Nothing had changed. The Paulownia box was still sealed. Paulownia? Is that right? Well, that's good. That's the first good news I've heard in a while. Come on, you two. How long are we going to stand around chit-chatting? Let's get going already. Right. Sorry for making you wait. This is everyone for today, right? I hesitate for a second as Ida comes to mind. But this is all of us. Let's get started. Good. Time to get a move on. He's so energetic that it's more worrying than reassuring. Why is Banshee this fired up? Just an FYI, old man. This place may be abandoned, but stealing is a crime. An ex-detective gave us this request if you do anything illegal. How dare you? I don't go around stealing things. I'm helping out of the goodness of my heart. Anyways, who cares about that? Let's get to searching. Sounds like Daimon hit the bullseye. Banshee rushes ahead into the hotel as if trying to get away. As troublesome as ever. Well, he's at least reliable at times like these. By the way, Ishiki, may I ask you to do something for me? No need to be so formal about it. If something were to happen to me, please have Hiru move to another hospital at once. I've spoken to another doctor I know. Okay. Then, if I start acting strangely, I'll leave myself in your hands, Daimon. Yes, of course. And what will you do if we're both done in? Good question. Guess it'll be up to that grumpy detective. Right. Let's have him take care of it. Come on. We can't let this guy wander alone. Whoa, it's still all fancy in here. Banshee's cheerful voice hits us as soon as we step inside. Maybe I can make this my second home. Oh, what's this glass case about? Talking to himself, he starts rummaging around. I already warned you once, old man. We're not here to play. I don't think Banshee's listening. As Banshee putters around by himself, he reminds me of what happened to Hiru yesterday. We should stick together as much as possible. It's dangerous to go alone. Yeah, you're right. Hey, old man, are you listening? I have ears. Hears us all right, but clearly won't listen. Good grief. So, Yoshiki, you searched up to the 3rd floor yesterday, which means we should look through the 4th and above today. Yeah, that's right, but is there a problem with that plan? When we went up the stairs to the 4th floor, we ended up back on the 3rd again. I tell them about the mysterious phenomena we encountered yesterday. Are you sure you weren't just confused? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was real. Then we're in trouble. Is there no other way to get to the 4th floor? What are you talking about? There's a way right there, easy. Banshee expectedly butts in. What do you mean? Thing right there, see? Do you bumpkins not know what an elevator is? Diamond lets out an irritated groan. Old man, you know elevators need electricity to work, don't you? Do you think the hospital has any power? Or do you think the hotel has any power? If there isn't any, then all you have to do is make it so that there is. There's devices that control electricity. I should know. I'm an expert. Oh, really? Is that so? Daimon sighs. I think he's lost his will to argue. Guess I'll just have to find the device thing myself then. He heads off, and after I had told him not to wander away from the others. I'll just ask you not to go off by yourself. Banshee, I'm begging you, stay. I don't get to finish my sentence. Splitting pain pierces my head, and I fall to my knees. Yoshiki, what's wrong? My head, suddenly. Do you get chronic migraines? Do you have any medicine on you? No, I don't think that's it. My head is just throbbing. Pulsing headache. If you don't have any medicine, then icing it is best. I'll go buy something from the vending machine. Sit here until I come back. Don't try to stand. You could fall over. I sink to the floor, unable to even reply. Before long, Daimon returns with a cold bottle of water, but strangely enough, my head completely vanished. My headache completely vanished while he was gone. It's hard to believe the pain that intense would disappear so easily, but it did. Daimon doesn't seem particularly surprised when I tell him. No, it's not that odd. After all, we haven't clarified that what caused the headache in the first place. I'm sure it's just exhaustion. You didn't sleep much yesterday, did you? That's true. I can't exactly say I got much rest. When you're under continuous stress, it's possible to get sudden headaches. Once you get home, you should take a bath or something and relax. Okay, I'll try that. All of that's common sense, but it carries weight coming from a doctor. By the way. Daimon looks around, puzzled. Where's the old man Banshee? Huh? I whip my head around searching, but Banshee's nowhere to be found. Geez, already? I give up. Yes, right after what happened yesterday. But there's nothing we can do. We'll let him do what he wants. As long as it's a proper investigation, the detective should have no complaints. Yeah, let's go. Try pulling the elevator doors based on... Okay, yeah. Curious if it's different. Can he lift it? Try pulling on it, but it doesn't budge. I have to lift the bed up a little more if I want to get it out. What do you think? Can you lift this? Well, can I at least hold... Well, I can at least hold it up. I'll just have to give it a try. Make sure you don't hurt your back. 1, 2, 3. Both lift the bed up together. I manage to drag the object out with my foot. I've got it. We can put it down now. I worked up a sweat. So, what did you find? A contraceptive. Strange it hasn't been found until now. Well, at least it hasn't been used. Yep, that looks the same. Base holds some cheap fake flowers. So this all looks the same. Put my hands on the door and try pulling, but it won't move at all. I see. Try opening it while pushing from the other direction. Which direction is that? One not involved with it opening or closing, so from the side. Try pulling on the frame again, and I'll try out my idea. Pull on it again as I'm told. Diamond puts his hand on the side of the knob and leans his weight towards the hinge. Then, the door, which suddenly refused to open, is now abruptly pops open. Wow, it actually opened. Just a little life wisdom. I live in an old traditional house, so I deal with my fair share of troublesome doors. Makes sense. You never know what's going to come in handy. That might have been something inside, or there might have been something inside. After all, the guest room seems different. Yeah, we should be careful. Well, bathroom more or less looks the same, just more stocked. And, you know, hands. Bathroom section, wait, there's a bathroom sectioned off with glass. It looks like it's rather extravagant bathtub. I step inside and dig around in the bathtub. Immediately notice a large object that looks like a small log. What's this? I stare at it until I realize what it is. Got a wooden horse head. Daimon seems shocked. Might be a little late to be saying this, but you really are impressive, Yoshiki. Okay. I go inside and flush the toilet. Toilet lets out a horrible coughing noise and spits up some black water. When I look up, I notice something stuck on the side of the tank. Worn out talisman. Shelf stuck to the wall. I check through all the bottles on the shelf. I find a tube that still has something left inside. Maybe toothpaste? I look at the label. Vaseline. Yeah, totally the same thing. White petroleum, huh? It's used as lubricant and moisturizers. Huh, might come in handy. There's dark red stains on the sink drain. Seems to be dried blood. Someone must have lost a lot of blood going by how much is on the floor. What the hell happened here? Spanish docking in the corner. Little bit. I like that the assumption was toothpaste. Could have sworn I could have done something with the head, but I guess not. Try pulling on the elevator door. Move slightly, but put all my weight in it. Based on what I can see from the window, the elevator isn't on this floor opening. It just makes it easier to fall in. It's the door to the elevator. Shine the flashlight through the safety window and see the inside of the elevator. It seems to be stopped on the second floor. Try pulling on the elevator door. Move slightly if I put my weight into it. It's impossible to open alone, but if I had someone to help, I might be able to force it open. I want to give it a try. Lend me a hand. Alright, I'll show you what I'm capable of now that I've gotten healthier. On my count, 1, 2. Yeah. Muster all his strength and try 2 or 3 times to force the door open. Then, whoa. There's a sound of something snapping and the door suddenly slides open. Did we break it? Maybe. It's probably still okay. But now that we can search inside the elevator, let's go on in. Manually opening the door with my hands and stepping in feels really weird. Diamond consciously closes the door once he comes inside. Doesn't leave the elevator door open. Doesn't leaving the elevator door open concern you? True. I think it's just a habit that I didn't think of. Still, are there spider webs on the ceiling? Yeah, I think it looks like it. Enclosed areas such as this would be a good place to spin a web. Now then, where should we check first? 1, 2, 3. So there's 6 floors technically. Some wires. Hotel floor guide. It's a list of room numbers from the 1st to the 6th. Touching it coats my finger with dust. So the VIP room is on the 6th floor. It's the only one that's a different color. There are cables coming out of the hole at the top. Looks like the light used to be there, but was taken down for whatever reason. Let's try the emergency key. Take out the emergency key ring out of my bag and check the key on it. Find a small key that has the word fire engraved on it. Stick it in the fire switch. Slowly turn to the on position. But I can't turn it. It doesn't seem lubricated enough. If I try to force it, it might break. I think that's the right key, but you might need to put some oil on it. Sure, we'll go with that. Smear Vaseline around the keyhole. It's nothing more than a replacement for oil, but it might help with a key inside. Slowly turn it to the on position. Something clicks, but Nothing happens. There's a button for the 1st to 5th floor. I push one of the buttons, as I thought nothing happens. Wait, it's just me or something off? It is indeed odd. The buttons only go up to the 5th floor, and yet... What the fuck was that noise? The floor guide says there's a 6th floor. It is quite concerning. Maybe you can only get to the 6th floor by using the stairs. I don't think so. It says the 6th floor has a deluxe suite. I've never heard of a VIP room that you can only get to using the stairs. That's a good point. Why wouldn't they wouldn't make their guests of honor use the stairs? But then, what does this discrepancy mean? Suddenly remember how Banshee was fixated on the elevator, like he somehow knew it held a secret all along. In the end, we'll just have to try to get it moving. Huh. Get what moving? The elevator, like what Banshee was saying. Diamond stares at me, his face a mask of utter disbelief. You know, Banshee has mysterious powers. Maybe we just need to bet on them. Though his idea has a huge hole in it. The problem is how we go about getting it to move. I don't have the slightest idea. I see now. I thought he was going to get irritated with me, but Daimon thinks about something for a while. Then he suddenly starts talking. Shiki, to be honest, I've been giving you a lot of thought since then. Or giving it a lot of thought since then. A lot of thought to what? Why we survived. Or more, why the spirits were vanquished. I've been considering the reason. Surprising to hear him talk about that. He speaks as if recounting something painful. The reason why it's clear that nothing physical was done was behind it. I get the feeling they were vanquished for a more meaningful reason. Otherwise, the soldier wouldn't have crumbled just from one hit from the chisel, which leads me to one answer. The fight we experienced with the spirits weren't actual fights. More rituals with certain conventions. Rituals. Yes, just like religious ceremonies, rituals that are presented to the spirits. A ritual is a reenactment of something. Obviously, it doesn't actually take place. But maybe going through the motion satisfies those on the other side. Then one's purpose is accomplished. In our case, the spirits were vanquished. Then the mark disappears. It's all conceptual, but it's convincing argument, especially for those with personal experience. For example, we vanquished Hanako with lipstick and a hand mirror. But we were essentially reenacting his memories of his mother. See, it would have been great to understand the thought process for these things back when I was playing the main game. And if you define ritual as a reenactment, then that means our fights were rituals. I understand that, but how does that relate to now? What about the elevator? Does this require a ritual too? That was my point. We must fix the elevator, that much is clear. But perhaps we only need a ritual, in other words, to go through the motions. So he's saying we need to perform some kind of ritual to get the elevator moving? It's almost like playing house. This isn't playtime. Rituals are serious. No adult would get excited over a groundbreaking ceremony. True. This is the work of being caught up in some delusion, like the spirits. A ritual might make something happen. The investigation was entrusted to you, therefore I leave the decision to you. New info has been added to the spirit tile. Let's check that file. Repairing ritual. Diamond says something odd. That even if we can't fix it, if we pretend to, aka perform a repairing ritual, that might work. That is in theory anyways. It's true that I use the same principle to defeat the spirit. Okay, so let's try this. Damn it. Okay, cool, I can open this now. Object with a metal cover. Open the cover and peek inside. I don't know the actual name of it, but it's kind of a device, looks like a circuit board. And of course it's broken. We'll have to fix this if we want to get the elevator moving. Just like the old man said, normally doesn't move without electricity. Of course, we don't have the actual fix. So, long as we can get it moving, we'll only be performing a repair ritual. That's all we need to do. By the way, Yoshiki, Diamond's face pales further as he groans. Stuff's hanging everywhere. I think it's human hair. Sweat drips down my back. It certainly does look that way. Well, we can only ignore it for now. Yeah, good idea. Trying to put it from my mind, I reach out to the circuit board. Just then, I notice something weird. What's that noise? When I hold my head close to the circuit board, I hear a faint buzz. It's coming from the circuit board. Something might be vibrating inside it. That's often the case with electrical devices. You're right, it's vibrating. Touching the case with my fingers, I can feel the vibration. He was right, the board is vibrating. So, that must be why. Diamond nods to himself. There aren't any spider webs here. What do you mean? Nothing. I'd expect this place to be covered in spider webs like the elevator. It was strange to see it wasn't. It's probably because of this noise. Spiders hate small vibrations like this. Oh god, we're gonna use the vibrator on the fucking spider ghost woman, aren't we? I've heard that that's why we don't spin webs on motors and things like that. Huh. It's not really relevant. Now, what should we do about this? Info has been added to the spirit file circuit breaker. Took out a spoon and placed it on the bar. Metal conducts electricity, right? I see. So electricity will be able to pass through that. Yeah, I'm not sure it'll actually work, though. Might be enough for what we're trying to accomplish right now. Force the spoon behind the copper bar. And it sticks in place rather nicely. I use the spoon to repair the circuit breaker. Okay, did it turn on? No. When we return to the third floor. This is interesting. Banshee is here. He appreciates a painting on the wall and mumbles something. What's so interesting about that painting? What are you doing? You aren't planning on stealing that, are you? Huh. Even I can tell this painting ain't worth a dime. I was just giving it a good look-see. These paintings seem to have a specific order to view them. See? I'm gonna go look elsewhere. Banshee disappears towards the stairs. So we probably have to hit buttons in a certain order. So we have Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman walking with a cane. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman gazing at a man. I think the first one is her in a wedding dress. Masquerade Wife. Picture of a masked woman wearing a wedding gown. Okay, so it's gonna be 213. I wish I could just say go straight to the third floor. Jesus. It's a damaged circuit breaker. Try pressing the switch up. It's broken, so I can't get it to stay. If I had something like a rubber band, I might be able to keep it in place. Take out the contraceptive. This isn't its original purpose, but it's still rubber. If I stretch it, it should work like a rubber band. I stretch the contraceptive with both hands and hook it to the switch. Takes more strength than I expect. I just connect the ends and fix the switch in place. Huh, you're pretty imaginative. I use the contraceptive to repair the circuit breaker. Slowly turn to the on position, something clicks, then... Whoa. The elevator automatically moves to the first floor. Daimon groans as he wipes sweat off his face. I can't believe it. It actually moved. Wait a second. You're the one who suggested we do the ritual. I suppose so. Still, I'm in shock. Oh, is it really a ritual, or did we just really do a really makeshift repair job? It's not really a ritual. But now, finally. Yeah, we might be able to go above the third floor. Exactly. Wonder what we'll find. The elevator stopped on the 4th floor. Looks like we managed to make it up there. Yeah, let's go. Alright, hold on 1 second, everyone. I just need to use the restroom. Okay, I'm back now, everyone. So let's see. We're on the 4th floor now. There's another painting. Gloomy hallway stretches out ahead of us. It seems like all that different, or doesn't look all that different from the lower floors. God damn it. It's her. Red raincoat appears in the darkness. My grip on the flashlight becomes sweaty. That's... Daimon takes a step back. Sir, other people are unnecessary. You're the only one I want to see, sir. I don't like gross or scary things. Goddamn, Daimon. She's calling me sir again. She seems like she'll listen to what I have to say. I should try asking her something this time. Anything really, I just need a clue. Anything that can help save Hiru, who's suffering in pain at the very moment. Is she in pain? Do I care? Okay. Mind made up. I take a deep breath, but... Daimon stumbles over something and falls. Hey, are you okay? Sorry, nothing wrong. Huh? Daimon falls silent as he tries to stand. I look over at him, immediately see it. The thing Daimon stumbled over. Daimon instinctively stumbles back. Is that Banshee? What is that? Something that looks like a giant cocoon is stuck to the floor. I see a scarf and hat entangled in the glittering threads. Looks familiar. No, it can't be. A Banshee? Old man, you're kidding. Banshee, can you hear me? Please say something. I hear a muffled voice from the cocoon. He's alive. Spiders. I quickly move to shoo them away, but I see a red figure out the corner of my eye. Do you? I don't see her. Oh. Daimon, so panicked, he's unintelligible, but I know what he's trying to say. Escape to the elevator is our only choice. Go. Together we rip Banshee up off the floor. Carrying him like a log, we stumble to the elevator. We fall to the elevator, and I repeatedly slam the buttons to the 1st floor. Banshee, can you hear me? Hey, say something. Daimon tries to give Banshee medical treatment. Damn it, he's no longer responding. His body's gone rigid. Daimon focuses on helping Banshee. I see something black squirming my shoulder. Daimon? Huh? Ah. I blink and suddenly the entire elevator is filled with wriggling shadows. They come in one after another. Probably the bad idea. Bend over and yell loud enough to wreck my throat. Spiders visibly stop moving for a moment. Okay. They're still coming. We need something stronger. Oh god, I was right. I take the massager out of my bag, press it against the wall, and turn it on. The growling vibration runs through the walls. The spiders suddenly start acting strangely. The creatures vanish instantly, as if they only been a mirage. What's going on? Yeah, I was desperate, but I can't believe that thing had a big enough vibration to scare them. As I'm puzzling out why, something slams into the elevator door hard. Hurry up, get the elevator going. Right, I need to hit a button. But then I realize, I already pushed the button a ton of times. Press the button for the first floor again. It only clicks. The metal box is stranding us. Why is it moving? Whoa. It's obviously she is. Move, move, move. I pray silently as I jam the button. Then... we stumble out of the elevator without checking to see where we've stopped. We're on the first floor lobby. Did we escape? Yeah. For whatever reason, the elevator decided to move at the very last second. I doubt my praying actually worked, but... I'm not sure what happened, but I think we're safe. I breathed a sigh of relief. And a figure appears in the gloom. Why are you guys in there? Ida. We're both covered. You're both covered in sweat. Did something happen? Of course something. Wait, Ida, did you call the elevator down here? What? Yeah. I mean, it looked like it worked, so did I do something wrong? Ida holds himself back timidly. It sounds like he thinks I'm mad at him. Diamond silently steps up to him. Then suddenly gives him a hug. Thank you, Ida. Well done. If you hadn't been here, we would have... True. You couldn't ask for a better timing. I can't be more grateful than Suzu. I can't be more grateful that Suzu contacted Ida. It's more important right now. Oh, that's right. He needs emergency treatment. Come help me with him, Ida. Okay. Completely clueless, Ida helps us drag the white lump out of the elevator. What is this creepy thing? I hesitate for a moment before I reply, but he should know. Banshee Ito? The old man from the underground shelter? What? Whoa, idiot, don't drop him. I guess this is the halfway point. I don't get back to Kaijo Mansion until almost midnight. I'm exhausted, body groans in pain as I collapse onto the sofa. My head feels heavy, like it's in a fog. To top it off, things are worse than yesterday now. Banshee was sent to Daimon's hospital and immediately admitted. He's no longer conscious, and untrained eyes would say that he's just sleeping, but he's actually fallen into a deep coma. His condition is very serious. To be honest, I went to go along and do something to help, but Daimon chased me out of the hospital. He said I'm overworked and sleep deprived. Ida stayed behind, at least. Not that he's replacing me, but it's good he's there. I'm frustrated with myself for thinking he'd be useless. Once everything is over, I definitely need to thank Suzu. First Hiru and now Banshee. At this rate, even if I keep investigating it, I don't find any clues. If I don't find any clues, thinking about it makes my stomach hurt. Those two might never recover. And that's just assuming their conditions stabilize. If they get worse, something even more terrible could happen. I put my head in my hands and sigh. The red raincoat flashes in the darkness. What should I do? How do I? I have to keep investigating tomorrow. Once I finish looking through these documents, I should head straight to bed. I have to go investigate again tomorrow. I need to go to bed early and rest. Damn, you can tell this is DLC because we went back to the mansion twice early morning, and I get the worst wake up call ever. A severe pain threatens to split my head. The mysterious headache from yesterday is back with a vengeance. I meant to go to Daimon's hospital to see Hiru and Banshee while it was light out. Spots flash before my eyes. I can't even sit up. I pull the sheets up and wait for it to pass. I'm only just able to move by the time the sun is setting. Thunder rumbles in the distance. Sounds like rain again. Great. I press my fingers to my temple to check. The whirlwind of pain has once again disappeared without a trace. I sigh. Mishita calls as I'm making coffee in the kitchen. He says he'll come along for tonight's investigation. He must have finally wrapped up his other cases. He mentioned that he dropped by the hospital in between cases to see Hiru and Banshee. Seems they went berserk when they awoke and are now restrained. They refuse to eat. Relying on IVs won't work forever. I didn't expect the report to be good, but this is the critical point in the case. Before he hangs up, Mishita utters a warning. Then this is the 11th hour. Mishita doesn't offer a reply. The red lights outside, the rain-soaked windows, are hazy like wilted flowers. It's time to head out. Alright, so this is the last part of the chapter. I just realized that we have a star next to it showing that we completed it. I park the car in the parking lot, as always, and walk over to the street in the rain. I pass down a familiar road to a hotel. I still haven't figured out if I actually like Mishita or not. Like, the thing is, I think he's an interesting character, but I also think he's a little bit too much of a dick for me to actually, like him. A man in a trench coat cuts an imposing figure on the wet street corner, glittering in light. You know damn well time is of the essence right now. Daimon's prepared for the worst too. He's made arrangements to transfer them. Transfer them? Oh. They must be pretty bad condition then. And I didn't mention this over the phone, but I met someone at Daimon's hospital. I ran into Sho Nagashima. Sho. What was he doing there? Some of his gang hang out here. Guess we're a hot topic with them. They've seen people in and out of the hotel. Nagashima heard about it and figured they were talking about you. He contacted the fortune teller and well. So now Sho knows about this case too? Why didn't she just keep quiet? That old lady hands out business cards to anyone and everyone. It's a real pain. So, did you talk to Sho? Why would I? He cornered me, asking for info on the case, but I drove him off. I suddenly feel uneasy. You didn't say anything unnecessary, did you? Of course not. I just said to stay out of grown-up matters. For just a moment, my vision tunnels and a blood vessel in my head throbs. Something wrong? No, I'm fine. I'm sure he doesn't want Sho involved either, but he really should have considered his words more carefully. I hear footsteps coming up behind me. It can't be Sho. I raise my head with a sudden sense of dread. But it's only Moe Watanabe. Thank goodness you're here after all. Good thing I came straight here. Got the results you asked me for. I look at her blankly for a moment. But then I remember I asked her to use her connections to investigate the rumors. Right, thanks. There's no time. Give us the short version. Oh, okay. Then I'll only cover the really important parts. I heard something amazing from someone who was there at the time. What, like a hotel employee? No, not like that, geez. When I say someone who was there, I obviously mean one of the high school girls who is up to no good. You talked to one? This is legit, right? Even Mashida's interested. Only the people who used Masquerade really know what happened there. Hearing from someone involved is best. Yeah, her name's Akko. The editorial department helped me track her down. She went to a nearby high school and did this part-time job, apparently. And what's really important is what Akko said about her classmate, Esko. Moe pulls a voice recorder from her bag and hits the play button. Yeah, a friend introduced me to a part-time job. It was whimsical. I mean, just did it on a whim. Yeah, so we're supposed to meet at the Hotel Masquerade, and there's a system there where someone introduces us to customers. You get a lot of money from it, so everyone was dying to get hired. But one day, there was like an incident. Someone at school found out about the job. Some goody two-shoes class rep, Esko, said she was going to tell her teacher, Enmura. Everyone freaked out and apologized to her, saying they'd stop. She wouldn't listen. If our parents found out, it'd be the worst thing ever. We begged, but she didn't budge. In the end, she left class saying that she was going to go to the police with Enmura. We were totally freaked out, so I went to the hotel that night. I mean, at that point, there was no harm in going, you know? But then, she was there. Esko was standing in front of Masquerade in the drizzling rain in a red raincoat. She said she was going to the police, so who knows why she was at the hotel. But it made us all jumpy and on edge every day after that, except nothing ever happened. Soon after that, Masquerade shut down. I guess they uncovered something. The job. Yeah, I completely quit after that. That's Aiko's testimony, just the important parts though. Moe's got a fascinating first-hand account. The rumors of the Red Riding Hood and what was written in the guest book we found in the hotel. All the pieces are in the girl's confession. So what ended up happening to Esko? I don't know exactly, but apparently she stopped coming to school. According to Aiko, she just suddenly stopped showing up. Sheeta snorts. It's too perfect. She was probably just being overly dramatic. Especially that part about the red raincoat. Most people use an umbrella when it's raining. That's true. Sheeta's right. It's possible that the raincoat was a sign for whoever she was waiting for, but hardly anyone comes down this street. It doesn't really fit. Is that all you have to tell us? Then hurry up and go home. So I really can't come with you. I worked really hard, you know. Apparently, Moe really wants to come along. I do feel bad. She worked and got us that info just so she could investigate with us. But... sorry, but you shouldn't be here. There have already been 2 victims. We can't get you wrapped up in this too. Oh, okay, I understand. Moe nods. I guess she's already over it. She sounds worried about me. She disappears around the street corner. A siren echoes on the wind, an unnatural howl in the distance. I look up at masquerades looming before us. What the hell happened inside that hunk of concrete? There's always a tragic cause to the birth of a spirit. Red Riding Hood must be the same. But I can't watch my friends die. I slowly step forward, trying to escape from the unease that threatens to engulf me. It's not right for the dead to meddle with the living. Mashita mutters beside me. Is that a personal creed? Nah, just what I think. Mashita clicks his tongue. New info has been added to the spirit file. Akko's testimony. Hey. As I step into the lobby, Mashita stops in front of me. What's wrong? What a fantastic job you've done here. Huh? What are you talking about? Look. What? The lobby looks completely different. The room is covered in white. No, it wasn't like this yesterday. Thought so. These are webs. Sheeta touches one of the floating threads. Looks like she's up the ante. Bring it. Time to make our appointment with our lady friend. Just then. The groan of the elevator moving echoes. Did the elevator just come back to the first floor? That means someone's already here. Did you see which floor it came from? No, I wasn't looking. Though I feel like it took a while between when I heard the noise and its arrival. I'm betting it's one of the upper floors, maybe 4th or 5th. Yesterday we got the elevator working and managed to get to the 4th floor, but because of what happened to Banshee, we weren't able to investigate any further. Okay, let's start with the 4th floor. Masquerade wife. It's a picture of a masked girl running down a trail. Alright, so now it is 4213. Can we go to the 5th floor? Masquerade wife. Picture of a masked wife holding hands with a child. So now it's 42153. 42153. Open the door and check the switch box. Nothing looks broken. 42153. Okay, thank you. There's a Venetian mask on the wall. Pick up the mask up and find a talisman on the wall underneath. There's a chest with a vase on top. Pull open the drawer and find a notebook. Mask Guest Book 401. What's that? Guest book provided by the hotel. Guests write about their experience in it. Glance through the pages. Guest book entries are clearly different from all the other ones. Covers a number of horrifying topics, such as devil worship and different kinds of torture. Every page is crammed with stuff like that. It's impossible to tell which ones are delusions and which ones actually took place. The only thing I can say for sure is that it's surging with twisted, single-minded appetite. Silently hand over the guest book. Mishita skims through it, then smirks. That's quite the hobby. The handwriting differs by page. This is written by several guests. I find that hard to believe. I sincerely doubt there are so many people in the world that have such unique hobby. They're like moths drawn to a flame. You wouldn't even know to look at them. The pieces are finally coming together. Seems like the hotel offered special service for those perverted guests. You mean the kind of stuff written in that guest book? Yeah, the kids working that part-time job were probably part of it too. Guarantee their safety and complete confidentiality, of course. After all, the ones who sold his soul was probably most nervous about that. Still, these people have quite the imagination. Mishita mutters sarcastically as he casually leafs through the pages. Then he stops. Hey, this phrase, do you know what it means? The phrase Mishita's pointing to is Juragumo's punishment. Juragumo, huh? It's a spider monster from Japanese folklore that can shift into a beautiful woman. Ah, so you do know about it. Thank you so much for the info dump. I ignore the hint of sarcasm in his voice and read the rest of the pages. Juragumo's punishment is a recreation of a certain urban legend. You capture the largest spider you can find. A wild one would be best. Sharpen the sacrifice's senses with drugs and use a mouth speculum to keep their mouth open. Then throw the spider into their mouth. They manage to swallow it, they're innocent. If they don't, or the spider escapes, they're guilty. It's a witch trial meant to judge truth from a lie. If I get a sacrifice that needs punishing, I'd like to try it out immediately. It can't be that's what's written here, actually. Did someone actually do this? Who knows? Hey, calm down. Take a deep breath. Yeah, it's okay. I'm calm. I doubt Mishita believes me. It's obviously that I'm totally rattled. Don't forget Yoshiki. We can't die here. Of course, I know that. I try to keep my reply as steady as possible, but my hands keep shaking as I put the guest book in my bag. Large air conditioning unit attached to the ceiling. It's stained with what could... It's stained but would most likely work with electricity. Oh, shit. Turn it upside down and shake it. Wad of paper falls out. Worn out talisman. A fine slime is stuck to the mirror, so my reflection is hard to see. We're gonna fight a giant fucking spider at the end of this, aren't we? Check behind the wire door. There's a folding table and chairs stored away. They're too big to carry around. Damn it, wrong way. I hear a faint laugh. I don't hear anything more coming from it. Feels like the mask is staring at me. I take it down and examine it, but it's just a mask. It still feels like it's staring at me, though. There's dark red water in the bathtub. I just realized that that's a bathtub back there. I know it kept saying I opened the door to the bath, but I thought this was just like a big walk-in shower. I just now realized that's a bathtub and not like a seat. Like a what was it called? Like a granite or marble seat for the shower. Really don't want to do this, but I still need to check it out. Shut my eyes and stick my fingers down the drain. I touch something hard. Something cylindrical is stuck down there. Sadly, my fingers don't seem to be able to reach it. Something is there. It's often a prime location to hide incriminating objects. It's likely an important piece of evidence we should get to. So 402 is where we need to be at. Hey, shine the light inside. A body has finally turned up. Let's check it out. Right. So I'm assuming Red Raincoat was made to eat a spider. There's a decorative coffin. I open the lid of the coffin. Find a book among the junk inside. Monster Encyclopedia. Book about different monsters from around Japan and their associated legends. Mashita flips through the book. So, the spider monster originally killed people by drowning them in water. Yeah, that sounds right. I remember reading a legend like that in one of the books piled on my desk at Kaijo Mansion. Usually targets woodcutters or huntsmen, but they're always saved at the last minute. Every region has a story like that. Saved how? They use a tree stump. The spider takes it instead. Then the protagonist escapes. That's just fucking weird. Like, I don't get it at all. There's no point in complaining about folklore. In any case, this will make for a good reference. Take it with you. So, in the end, we need to find a stump. Oh, we got the wooden horse head. Wooden horse head. We can give that to the fucking spider and it'll leave us alone. There's a skeleton left hanging in the restraints. When I touch it, something flakes off. It looks like traces of dried skin. The corpse is almost completely skeleton. Small stature, but based on the thickness of the bones, it's likely an adult male. Considering how dried out it is, I'd say it's been here for at least a year. The problem is the cause of death. Machida meticulously searches the corpse, then finally shakes his head. Just can't tell. Was he strangled by spider webs? Quit joking around. A joke, huh? It'd be great if that's all it was. Still the skeleton. He must have been in pain when he died. His face is all twisted. If it was an adult male, then he was likely a guest here. No matter how hard I try to sympathize, I just can't. Hey, look at this. Machida suddenly tosses something at me. Found it earlier. Belonged to this guy. Still have some fuel left. Keep it in your bag or something. Got a cheap lighter. I opened the door to the bathroom. Open the door and rummage around inside. Bent hanger. Okay, so we can get that one thing now. Open the lid to the trash can and look inside. There's a large clump of hair inside, as well as some paper waste. Resisting the urge to scream, I securely closed the lid and chucked the trash back in where it was. See, because that also just looks like red water. The door to room 502 is locked. You know what? An idea hit me, and I take the bent hanger. Should be able to bend it, to bend this to any shape I want. I bend it into a straight line so it can fit down the drain. Stick it in the pipe and move it up and down. I hear the sound of dirty water being dislodged and hit something hard. Got the key to room 502. On the key is a tag that says Deluxe Suite. That'll come in handy. Good thing I wasn't washed down the drain. Yeah. There are sticky white threads wrapped around the key too. Seems they stopped it from falling all the way down the pipe. Door to room 502 is locked. Use the key to room 502 to open the door. There's a broken wooden horse. I go to lift up the wooden horse. When I do, I notice something catch the light. I pick it up and discover it's a metal tool. It's a mouth speculum. It's usually used for medical purposes, but some maniacs use it for other things. Huh. Just as I was replying to Machida. White light flashes before my eyes and I black out. Okay, yeah, so I do know this scene is actually censored. I know if I played it on console and you just don't update it, you can get the uncensored scene. I hear someone sobbing. My eyes should be open, but everything is pitch black. I shake my head desperately and try to look around. Oh, maybe it's not censored. A horrible image flows into my mind. What is this? A young girl is blindfolded and restrained. Her mouth is being forced to open with the tool. Her breathing is ragged. She must have been given a drug of some kind. Let us commence the judgment. Man speaks theatrically behind me. The court has decided to give the accused a fair trial and will judge her crimes. The trial will now begin. I shall put the spider in the accused's mouth, and if it crawls out, she is guilty. If she can swallow it, she is innocent. Upon hearing that, the girl starts jerking around frantically, her movements haphazard. She desperately cries for help. Her words are garbled from fear and the drug. I hear men jeering. Then a man releases a giant spider into the girl's mouth. Hey, get a hold of yourself. Shiki, can you see me? The girl, get it. Or the spider, get it. Idiot, calm down. With a slug to the jaw, I finally return to my senses. That's right, I'm in the room at Masquerade. Then the vision I just saw. What did I just see? I went somewhere. You haven't gone anywhere. You just fell on the floor and started writhing. I feel like I've woken from that long dream. I can't believe it was a hallucination. You finally calmed down? Yeah, I'm fine now. I wipe sweat off of my forehead and swallow. That girl who was restrained, was that Esco? If it is, so then... Was she unable to go to the police because she was caught by people here? It's a decorative coffin. Open the lid to the coffin. Find a book among the junk inside. Demon Encyclopedia. The book has pictures of various demons and demonic crests and lists their characteristics. I guess the guests here were interested in stuff like that. Open the door to the bathroom. There's your shelf stuck to the wall. Check through the bottles. Bath salts and insect repelling cream. I have to imagine that the boss is coming up soon. The tub is covered in dents and scratches, too many for natural water. Going by the appearance of the room, horrible things probably happened in here. I hear footsteps as I step into the hallway. I turn in the direction of the noise to see. Shao Nagamishi and Nagashima standing there. Mashita said he ran into him at the hospital, but I can't believe you came. Shao, what's the matter? Take a step towards him, but Mashita stops me. Wait, something's not right. I look closely at Xiao's face. No, it couldn't be. His face is unnaturally stiff. Suddenly he begins yelling angrily.
してたぜ。ずっとよ。殺すけどな。
He raises a metal bat. He is hiding and moves into attack. Get back, Yashiki. Shida yells, urging me to escape, but we're in a hallway with closed walls. What should I do? Quickly duck, covering my head. Hey, you're not getting away. Xiao's bat alters course in a flash, and I take a direct hit. Damn it. Okay. He straightens only to swing his bat again. Shit. I have my hands full with just trying to get away. There's no way I'll be able to restrain him. But if Xiao hits Hiru and but if Xiao's like Hiru and is infected with some mysterious poison, we have to restrain him or his life's in danger. I can't do this alone. What do I do? Die. Xiao's strange eyes burn a hole in me. Desperately tried for a counterattack. Idiot, I can see right through you. Well, I fucked up. Xiao easily dodges and swings the bat down. Happens in a flash. After that, all I know is endless darkness. Oh, surprised the spider thing didn't grab me. Quickly dodge to the left. Hey, you're not getting away. Xiao's bat alters course and heads straight to me. But the tip of the bat hits the wall and narrowly misses. Straightens only to swing the bat again. Shit. Okay. Try drawing his attention. My chances are thin no matter what I do, then my only choice is to draw his attention. Huh? Xiao hesitates for a moment, confused, but a second later. You dumb idiot. You don't know when to give up, old man. The metal bat flashes above my head, then... You're the idiot. Shida suddenly appears next to him and throws a direct punch at his face. Xiao tumbles to the ground. As he falls, his bat flies through the air and... yeah. Unluckily for me, it collides into the side of my head, and I collapse in a painful yelp. Dumbass. Cursing Machida quickly grabs Xiao's arm and completely restrains him. As Machida puts his weight on him, Xiao groans painfully. Finally, he faints. Hey, Yashiki, you okay? Yeah, it just grazed me. I sit up and gently shake my head back and forth. Thankfully, everything seems fine. Then give me a hand. We need to carry him out of here. He's probably like the others now. We better hurry. God damn. To think Sho would end up as the third victim. I managed to make myself stand, but my spirits have dropped down to my feet. Still sprinkling outside. We drag Xiao out of the hotel. Yeah, I figured there was probably a good and a bad for it, based on how we do the ritual. Finally, we have a chance to catch its breath. We'll call off the investigation for today. Yeah. Is it based on the combat encounter we're gonna do? Banshee and Hero flash before my eyes, but Xiao's safety should come first. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring him to the hospital. I'll go get the car. Good idea. Yours is better for moving sick people around. I take out my car key and stand up, but just as I do, piercing pain runs through the side of my head and I fall back to my knees. Shiki? It's just a headache. I thought I had gone away, so why? Ah, okay, deadly choices. Okay, well that's good at least. Like, I preferred that in the third chapter over the combat-based ones. You got hit right where it hurts, huh? Then the rest there. But Xiao, you're injured too, so take it easy. I'll take Nagashima to my car. You wait here until I get back, got it? I'll come straight back after I drop him off. Sorry, Xiao's in your hands now. Ishida collects Xiao and disappears. Soft pitter-patter of rain permeates the area. The sound of the rain seems to make this place even quieter somehow. Then I notice something. The noises aren't the only thing that's vanished. The pain is gone. The intense headache has faded, like it's never was. This happened to me twice before. Hold on. Now I'm suspicious. I think back on the times when I had a headache. The first was when I went inside Masquerade with Daimon and Banshee. Back then, I'm pretty sure, I wanted to keep everyone together. But then I had a headache and Banshee up and disappeared. My next headache came the following morning. I was trying to go see Hiro and Banshee, but in the end I was unable to. Then just now, I was going to the hospital with Xiao and Nishida. I gaze at the entrance to Masquerade. You're the only one I want to see, sir. That's what Red Riding Hood said. I get it. I stare at the hotel as if I can see through doors. I feel like I can see Red's figure inside. On a rainy night, a girl stood there, wearing a red raincoat. You're still waiting even now for the one you respect so much. That headache always attacked me when I was trying to stick with other people. If I stop trying and stay by myself like I am now, then it'll vanish like it was never there. I get it. Hiro, Banshee, and now Xiao. I've gotten my friends all caught up in this. That's right. It's all my fault again. I'll come alone. So, do what you will. I go back inside Masquerade. A voice calls from the darkness as if it was waiting for me. What are you telling me to do? You see the red thread of fate, right? The top floor in the room of masks. The top floor. 6th floor was listed on the guide, but it's impossible to reach. Red Riding Hood's figure melts silently into the elevator. As she does, the elevator's floor display begins blinking on and off erratically. The combination. You know it, don't you, sir? Her voice reverberates throughout the elevator. 42153. So she's telling me to go to her. But this combination, what in the world could that be? Spirit vanished into the elevator. I must be able to use the elevator to get to the top floor then. The floor display begins to blink on and off erratically. Is that some kind of hint? What in the world? And that word she used, combination. I stare at the elevator buttons. Maybe I'm supposed to push it in a certain combination. If I press the floor buttons in a certain order, I might be able to get to the 6th floor. Yeah, I know. But what's the order? I've got no idea. I've got to think. There has to be a clue somewhere inside Masquerade. Yep. So, what did I say again? 42153. 4, 2, 1, 5, 3. Push the buttons for the 3rd floor. The elevator door opens and musty stench greets me, but that's not all. The smell is blood. Red Riding Hood's voice drifts on the wind. No, I doubt my words will reach her, but I feel like I have to at least say it. I'm not the one you respect. I'm not the one you're waiting for. Liar. You always lie. I'm not lying. I'm really not. A scream splits the night. It's the same one I heard during the spider torture. Stop, stop, stop. This won't accomplish anything. That's why this time I'm going to test you. Tell me the truth. God damn it. Oh, it's not as bad as I was expecting. Countless spiders fly out of the darkness, start crawling all over my body. The swarm of spiders keeps coming. Activate massager. Shit. Take the massager out of my bag, hold it against my body, and hit the switch. This worked before. Spiders start acting strangely. They all scramble away. Red Riding Hood lets out a gusty sigh. Glittering white thread fly through the air from her mouth. She's trying to use her spider silk. I hold the horse head over mine for protection. Strangely enough, the threads seem drawn to it and only wrap around the horse head. Sir, who is in the wrong? I only did what was right. Fuck. Fuck it, we'll go with divine punishment will come. Red Riding Hood is staring at me. Sir, come with me. The only thing that matters is your life. How do you know a person's worth? Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Red Riding Hood screams again. Then her maddening eyes glare at me. Sir, how do I look to you? What do you like about me? These are a lot more questions than I was expecting. That's right. Kill the traitor together. Red Riding Hood's figure wavers then. Smashes through the window and off into the night. I'm assuming I got the bad ending. Did she just jump? The bustling city can be heard out the window. I wipe my sweaty brow with my shirt sleeve. Something touches my cheek. Something's floating in the darkness. A thread. As I follow it with my eyes, I realize that it's wrapped around my wrist. Whoa. Something's yanking me towards the window. I brace my legs and try to resist. But it's all in vain. I'm thrown out into the night sky. I scream as I plummet. No, I should be rushing towards the ground. Just as I give up all hope. A strong jolt makes me look up. A man struggling to hold on to my arm, his teeth glittering with effort. Mashida. Shut up and give me your other arm. Hurry up, grab onto me. Right. He desperately tries to pull me up, and after what feels like an eternity of struggling, I make it over the ledge and tumble safely back into the hotel. The only sound that can be heard is our gasps for breath as we sit in the darkness. Why did you ignore my orders? Mashida spits words out between wheezes. Sorry. This isn't the time to be making excuses. I might be better off shutting up. Idiot. Try putting yourself in my shoes. Is she gone? I think so. The window. I'm still trembling as I point to the broken window. She threw herself out of it. She might have been trying to take me with her. No, not you. That Sir person. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Can you walk? Then let's go. She just slowly stands and looks at me. Nicely done. That wasn't bad work for an amateur like you. It stopped raining. The cool wind on my neck hints at autumn. I'm going to drop by and see Daimon. I like to see how the others are doing. Yeah. What? Hand me the car key. No, I can't drive. Have you completely gone mad? Look at your hands. Glance down at them, only to suddenly realize they're still shaking. You just face down a spirit. You can't drive in that condition. The choice made for me, I take the key out of my pocket and toss it to Mashita. The coroner's parking lot. Right? You just, whatever, I couldn't read it. His figure melts into the darkness. So watch him go. I notice something down on the wet asphalt. It's a dead spider. It lays there, legs all curled up, almost as if it was desperately trying to hold on to something. Are you I gently pick the spider up. I wrap it in my handkerchief and put it in my pocket. The car ride back is a blur. I sat and let Mashita's voice wash over me like a background radio noise. I remember wondering if Red Riding Hood might have stolen a part of my soul. For the investigation today, Moe tipped us off on the testimony, remember? That helped me connect the dots. I realized a teacher was wrapped up in this case. A teacher from school near the hotel was arrested for breaking the law. What does that have to do with anything? There was an odd part in Ako's testimony. They were scared they'd be reported, but nothing ever happened. In other words, Esko never went to the police after tattling to the teacher. Or maybe more, she couldn't go. Oh, fuck. Okay. I frown as I try to put the pieces together. I think I'm too spaced out, as it's not making sense. So the teacher was a part of the club. You'd never make it as a detective. Can't he just drop that? I don't plan on becoming one anyway. There's only one possible answer. This Sir person Esko trusted so deeply was one of Masquerade's customers. What? I feel like I've been hit up the side of the head, and not with a pillow, more like a lead pipe. Excuse me. The one she sought salvation from ended up being a criminal. The definition of irony. Sheeta glances out the window and chuckles dryly. The bitter sound fits both our moods. It was the teacher Enmora, the one mentioned in Ako's testimony. I saw a photo of him. He was thin, tall, the type popular with students. Well, I suppose. He glances back at me through the mirror. You might say he wasn't too unlike you. Sheeta suddenly tosses a file at me. Those are the research results. Look them over if you want to know more. Results. I flip through the thick bundle of paper. There's a set of very well-organized documents. I would have taken a lot of time to gather this amount of information. Then it hit me. Wait a second. Mashita just said that he connected the dots with the help of Moe's testimony. Which means he knew all of this before we started our investigation tonight. You knew everything? I just said I put it all together when I heard the testimony, but I decided not to tell you just in case. Why? If I had known, I could have. What would you have done? His tone turned mocking as he laughed. You would have sympathized too much and let down your guard. You should be grateful I didn't. Mashita leaves me with the research file and heads to Diamond's hospital. Now that I'm alone, I can keep my 3 hospitalized friends out of my mind. I can't keep my 3 hospitalized friends out of my mind, but there's nothing I can do for them right now. I've done everything I can. I bolster myself with that information. I spread Mashita's documents out on the table. I'm exhausted, but I feel like I need to go through them today. Who in the world was Red Riding Hood? If Mashita was right, the truth should be right in front of me. New info has been added. The spirit file, Mashita's reports. And so the case surrounding Masquerade quietly comes to a close, leaving an invisible scar on the back sheets. The lives lost there will never return, and neither will their trampled dignity. Witness Red Riding Hood's poisonous demise. I lost something as well. Hiru, Banshee, and Xiao's conditions worsened after that. They were immediately transferred to a larger hospital. Because of that, they narrowly escaped death, but their psyches will remain forever damaged. According to Daimon, the chances of them ever recovering are very thin. Yeah, I kind of figured. To have this happen to people who were only trying to lend me a hand. Maybe it would have been better if I just died from the fall at Masquerade's window. Struggle to get through each and every day. If this is Red Riding Hood's revenge, then I can admit that it's effective. A week later. Sheeta suddenly shows up on my doorstep. Before I even open my mouth, he pulls out an envelope and tosses it on the table. I'm here to deliver this. It's your reward. What a joke. Reward for letting that happen to my friends. How should I know? The client asked me to do this, that's all. I did my job and I handed it over. The rest is in your hands. Damn, what a pain. Sheeta turns and curses under his breath, but I can still hear everything he says. That's all you came for? No, there's one other thing. Learned something from the past case. And what was that? Something about you. You're suited for this work after all. That again? Sorry, but I'm done, no more. Just hear me out. There have been more mysterious cases like Masquerades popping up lately. I thought it might be Mark related, but it seems like I was wrong. He stops for a moment, then mutters. Hyakki Yagyo, a monster's parade. Have you heard anything about it? Hyakki Yagyo? Yeah, sure, in ghost stories. But he's clearly asking about something that's happening in the real world. No, I haven't. That's so. I figured you of all people. Forget it. First he asks me, then he tells me to forget it. He only cares about his own bottom line. Mashita glances briefly at the sofa in the corner of the room. Might have known something. Sorry, but I can't. I just don't have the energy. Not saying right now. I'm sure Yusuke'll wait until you're 100%. I'm not pushing you either. That's all I wanted to say. No, wait. I have one last bit of advice. Quit doing stuff like that. Like what? You picked up that dead spider, didn't you? You saw? Just out the corner of my eye. That's why darkness follows you. Your ancestors probably had pity on her too. The living and the dead can't coexist. If you try to accept their feelings, you'll just end up getting pulled in. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Mashita just snorts derisively, like usual. He leaves, closing the door behind him. That marks the end of the case and the end of one chapter in my story. But someday in the future, I can't help but think that door will be thrown open again. Alright, so what's the correct solution for the other ending? Gallery has been unlocked. Data has been saved. Clear data. We'll drop it down here. Really don't like that it just starts over like that. Okay, so we got to do this 1131. Figure waivers, and then... Okay, we can do this. We can skip past all this because we saw this. It stopped raining. Cool wind on my cheek. Going to drop by and see Daimon. Yeah. What? Okay, yep. This is all the same. I glance down. Just face the spirit. Car ride back is a blur. Yep. This is all the same. This is all the same. Yep. She leaves me the research file and heads to Diamond's hospital. Myself. Exhausted, I feel. Red Hiding Hood knew if it's been added to spirit file. She just reports. I'm curious now, just to see. Face Red Riding Hood on the 6th floor, where she was waiting for me. I managed to drive her back, but she nearly takes me with her till Mashita saves me on at the last second. He's furious with me for disobeying his orders. He's given his research file on the hotel. This is what it says. Esco tattled to her homeroom teacher and Mora about the job is that what stated it all. Enmora proposed that Esco that they gather evidence first, and they arranged a meeting at Masquerade that night. But the only thing waiting for Esco was utter betrayal by the teacher she was in love with. It turns out that Enmora himself was one of Masquerade's customers. No one knows what exactly happened to Esco. She was found wandering the streets in her red raincoat and immediately admitted to a facility. Fortunately, her mental state was too far gone already, and she committed suicide by throwing herself from the 6th floor window of the hospital. That the night she died was cold and rainy, just like today. The report has info on Enmora as well. When he was arrested for the other illegal activities, he ended up testifying about Masquerade as well, having his partner wear all red was code that they were planning to use the deluxe suite for the hotel. That would be the reason Esco wore the red raincoat that night. Not long after the trial, Enmora apparently hung himself in jail. Okay. So now we should get the other ending. And so the case surrounding Masquerade quietly comes to a close, leaving the invisible scar on the dark street. The lives lost there will never return, and neither will their trampled dignity. For to more terror descending upon. The only thing that saves that disaster is that my friend survived. Hiru, Banshee, and Sho all regained consciousness after that. They got out of it with no lasting symptoms and are recovered enough to go back to their lives. Diamond concluded that the affected inhibited the soul very much like the mark. In that case, maybe Red Riding Hood was finally released from that horrible nightmare. Just like the spirits that gave people the mark, if anything good came about because of this case, then that would be it. A week later. Coming in, she just suddenly shows up on my doorstep. Before I even open my mouth, he pulls out an envelope and tosses it on the table. I'm here to deliver this. It's your reward. Take it and get out of here. I didn't do it because I wanted a reward. How should I know? The client asked me to do this, that's all. I did my job and handed it over. The rest is in your hands. Damn, what a pain. Ishida turns and curses under his breath, but I can still hear everything he says. That's all you came for? No, there's one other thing. I learned something about the past case. And what's that? Something about you. You're suited for this work after all. That again? Sorry, but I'm not done. Sorry, but I'm done. No more. Just hear me out. There have been more mysterious cases like Masquerade popping up lately. I thought it might be Mark related, but it seems like I was wrong. He stops for a moment and mutters. Monster Parade. Have you heard anything about it? Yeah, sure, ghost stories. But he's clearly asking about something that's happened in the real world. No, I haven't. That's so. I figured you of all people. Forget it. First he asks me, then he tells me to forget it. He only cares about his own bottom line. She glances briefly at the sofa in the corner of the room. Might have known something. So, you want my help? The old lady, Yasuka, seems to think you could do some good. No, wait. I have one last bit of advice. Quit doing stuff like that. Like what? You picked up that dead spider, didn't you? You saw? Just out of the corner of my eye. That's why darkness follows you. Your ancestors probably had pity on her too. The living and the dead cannot coexist. If you try to accept their feelings, you'll just end up getting pulled in. Even so, Mishita might be right, but even so, if someone doesn't accept them, they'll stay like that forever. That's not something I want to bear. Mishita then snorts derisively like usual.
せいぜいよく考えろ。望まなくてもいずれその時が来る。
He leaves, closing the door behind him. That marks the end of the case and the end of one chapter of my story. But someday in the future, I can't help but think that the door will be thrown open again. Okay, everyone, so that was all of Spirit Hunter Deathmark. So, I do just want to say, like, this is technically a trilogy of games. So there's Spirit Hunter Deathmark, Spirit Hunter NG, and then Spirit Hunter Deathmark 2. I am kind of unclear as to if NG is a direct sequel to this, because I do know that Deathmark 2 is a direct sequel to this game. But I don't know if NG just takes place in like the same city or something. Who knows? But I think I'm going to call it here tonight, everyone. This took a lot longer than I was expecting. I figured we maybe had like at most an hour left in this game, but we ended up having a lot more. So I'm going to go ahead and log off. I'll probably pick back up tomorrow, and we'll either end up playing more Final Fantasy or I'll just end up doing some random itch and Steam games. It's kind of just whatever I feel like. But again, that is it, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for liking, sharing, following, keeping the chat alive. And I will see you all back here tomorrow, roughly around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, everyone.